Look at you.
Hello, sir.
Every time I see you, you look better.
Kev,
what are you
thanks.
doing? What
better
are you doing?
and older. Better
No,
and older.
Better.
Hey, man, I've earned my grays and my wrinkles. I've lived through it.
You have lost 173 pounds.
Yeah, man. And you were one of the first ones to break that. You did a great story on me during Bob Hart's. Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
What advice do you have for folks out there that are going and starting this journey?
Well, if you're trying to lose weight, a day at a time is the most important thing, sometimes an hour at a time. I did bariatric surgery 4 years ago. And by the way, I'm not telling anybody to do that, but what I do say is if you are considering that, and I was so big I needed to do something drastic. If you're considering it, please study about what it takes on the other side of that to maintain it, because only 25% of people keep the weight off, because it's a mental thing. Everything's like the fat Hulk, I always say, is still in here. I'll be cutting a carrot out here, pizza! I'm like, we're not doing that.
What do you do with all your old clothes?
You know, man, I donated all my own clothes. I hope some big man found them, because they were very nice. Because a lot of them I got from wardrobe. But I kept one suit. I kept a suit. My heaviest, I think, was 385. And I kept that suit, and I keep that in my closet as a reminder every morning when I go in there, like, okay, you gotta do the right thing today.
By the way, you had diabetes, so...
Type 2 I had, yeah. And it was getting bad, yeah.
But you took Ozempic for diabetes.
Man, you know...
Who knew?
You know what? No one told me. When I was on Ozempic for a year, because this gets, confused on the internet, too. I was on it for a year, but I was on it for type 2 diabetes. They didn't know at the time that if you increased it, it was a weight loss drug. So who knows? Maybe I would have gone that route.
But you had to laugh when you saw all of Hollywood
I
get
did.
on
They
Ozempic.
all lost it, and then I get it. And then I get you're on Ozempic. I'm like, no, I've told 100 people. I did bariatric surgery, which is no easy route. I am forever grateful, man, because I've gotten to do things that I never thought I'd get to do. Like, aside from the health benefits, I got to go horseback riding, I got to go surfing. At 57, I'm doing this stuff.
Wow.
I flew in a middle seat. That's like the unicorn for heavy people. That's the unicorn.
Your worst
I'm
nightmare.
sitting there with my legs crossed, reading the paper like I fit. We went to Europe for 3 weeks, and I was able to walk and hike with my family, and I would have never been able to be a part of that. I would have never got to have that experience. When we go on vacation, I used to have to be, sitting in the boat if we were in Hawaii or whatever. You guys have fun. Tell me how it is when you get back. Now I'm in the water with them. So the freedom of movement is probably my favorite thing.
And everything in Europe is small, by the way.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes,
So
tiny.
it's a real test.
I would not have fit in Europe before. It would have looked like Godzilla going through there. For years I looked in the mirror and I would just say awful things to myself. You lose weight, you fat piece of crap. Look at you, you're a mess. And my nutritionist said, she said, how much do you love your son? I said, I'd do anything for my son, give up my life for my son. And she said, I want you to love yourself 15% of that. I want you to look in the mirror every day and say, I love you, and I'm gonna try to take care of you. Now, I'm a bit of a softie, but I promise you, if you do that, it changes something in you subconsciously about the way you take care of yourself, and that was revelatory for me. I'll tell you my favorite thing my wife loves, and she always says...
Family show?
She loves it, but this is good. She goes, I love New Billy. She calls me New Billy. Because it used to be, if she forgot something upstairs, that was upstairs till we went to bed. But now, I'll run up the steps and get it and bring it back down. She'll be like, I like New Billy.
Your 25th wedding anniversary is coming up.
Yeah, man.
How are you celebrating?
Man, at this point, for 25, I think what we're gonna do is, my wife and I eloped when we were younger, because we didn't have a lot of money, and I think our wedding was $1,800. It was like one of those all-inclusive packages, a guy with a guitar and a camera, And it was a very small wedding, and so I think for our 25th, what we're gonna do is we're gonna invite and we're gonna fly everybody out that was rooting for us back then and put everybody in a room together and just celebrate the fact that we've done that well.
Au contraire, mon frère.
He's doing that French crap again.
2025 is the 25th anniversary of your first appearance on King of Queens. Do you remember that?
Well, I certainly do, man.
What do you remember about that?
I was nervous as all hell, but Kevin James was very, very welcoming.
What's happening, Billy?
Hey, how you doing, man?
All right.
Hey, nice place you got here, man.
Yeah, 28 more years and it's all mine.
To walk onto a television set and go, wow, I'm actually where I dreamed about being. I'll never forget that. It was just wonderful. They were great with me. They were really great with me.
Why don't you stay with your mom?
Maybe the same reason I don't chew on tinfoil or try to kiss bears.
By the way, I mean, you're going to be on reruns in forever, syndication forever.
I've been very lucky.
And how wild is that to see 2 shows that you did in syndication?
First of all, I'm proud of both shows because Mike and Molly was about 2 people who never thought they'd fall in love being able to fall in love. You can root for that.
Yep.
Bob Hart's Abishola was about 2 people from 2 entirely different parts of the world, 2 entirely different cultures that make you realize that love transcends all that.
And it was a groundbreaking show,
It was a groundbreaking show. I'm very proud of that.
If the right role came up, would you go back? Would you do another?
Oh, in a minute, yeah. I love television, man, and I love sitcoms because, you know, when we did Mike and Molly, that was life-changing, and it was such a special group of people in a special time. And so I'm actually going to pitch a show in about a week or 2 to CBS, and it's a show for me and Reno, because I'd love to reunite with him and have one last ride with him because he's like my brother. I love him to death, and there's a chemistry there that is so powerful because there's a real love there. I love that man. Do you always check out my behind when I'm bent over?
Well, I try to look every other way, but that thing is an IMAX.
We want to do a show about 2 widowers who did everything in their life together, and they find themselves widowers within a year of each other and how they healed through that together. And then the other side of me just wants to do something out of the box. I just want to do something dramatic. I want to do something, maybe play the bad guy once, or play the police chief, you know, start yelling at the young guys. I would love a chance at a procedural, but look, if nothing else happens, my life has been blessed. Go, hi, I'm Billy. Drink this till I'm cute. You're lying, right?
You're going out on tour.
I am, man. I took some time off towards the end of Bob Hart's Abishola, and I took some time to get healthy and found out I might have a few other things to say. So I'm excited. I've been working on it for a year, and now it's time to take it out to the theaters.
Billy's 16-date The Less Is More tour kicks off later this month.
And obviously that alludes to my weight, but on a deeper level, it also alludes to the fact that, you know, you can survive life without walking around without 14 plugs, 14 screens, looking at you. Sometimes less is more, and those quiet moments you need for your sanity so you can deal with all the chaos that's out there. First quarter is about, obviously, the elephant that's no longer in the room. I had to address the weight loss and some of the funny things that have happened to me through that, and I try to inspire people to take that health road, whatever it is for you. Whatever your decision is for you, take that and get well, especially as we get older. Second part of that is, my 22-year-old son is everything to me, and I think this generation, I think it's an easy layup to kind of make fun of them and rip on them, and I go the other way. I want them to know there's an adult rooting for them. Then the third part of my act is being married for 25 years and finally really hitting the sweet spot. We've been through it all, and we're in the sweet spot. Now I know we're going to be together for the rest of the ride for sure, and that's a gift. And then the last part of my act is about my father, who passed away a few years ago from lung cancer, and I've finally been able to talk about that, and there's actually some funny, sweet moments in that. And it's just a reminder that, look, we're all headed towards a cliff if we don't come together. So we need a reminder of communal things. This is just my opinion. And so that's brought me joy on stage to talk about those things. Sorry, I've had a lot of coffee. That was a long answer.
I love it. I love it.